everybody has been hitting me off every single day. Anton, I want to hear. They hit me on every channel. I say, hey, sir, we talk about these type of issues, political issues. We do a deep dive on those on a live stream on the Millionaire Morning Show. Well, I want to hear you talk about it on After Hours. I want to hear you talk about it on Instagram. I want to hear you talk about it on the Anton Daniels show. Well, I'm talking about relationships right now. But what do you think about Trump and the white refugees from South Africa? Huh? Is he racist now? It's the same thing that they hit me with when we hit the world with tariffs and they said that the stock market was crashing and now you don't hear nobody. The stock market fully recovered and now it's better than it was before it crashed. I told everybody to buy. Allegedly crashed, right? Really, you just getting stocks at a discount. And when everybody was texting me and they said, Anton, look at our 401k, it's crashing. And I said, all right, that's cool. Hey, bag chasers, keep buying dollar cost average, buy more than you ever had before. You're going to make a whole lot of money over the next month. And that's exactly what we did. We made a bag, but anything that can't wait to prove that Trump's wrong. Okay. All right, cool. So let's get into this whole South African thing. I promised that I was going to talk about it, and I am going to talk about it. And so we don't dodge anything over here. So let's go over to one of the most liberal forms of coverage on it. Let's get into CNN. Okay. So we're going to use CNN as a source. And this is what Anderson Cooper and CNN reported on as far as Trump. And they didn't just say South African, they said white South African refugees got asylum from Trump. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Called that on the day he was sworn in, President Trump signed an executive order, effectively stopping any refugees from being allowed to come and resettle in the United States. Now, there's an act passed by Congress called the Refugee Act, which allows for as many as 125,000 refugees in this fiscal year, people who can prove they're being persecuted or fear persecution because of race or religion or political beliefs. And nowhere near that number has been allowed in by the time Mr. Trump took office and shut it all down. But just a few weeks later, President Trump announced that he was making an exception. And not only that, he would expedite the processing of refugee claims by one group of people from Africa.
Somebody in the chat said Anton is a white apologist. Really? You think so, huh? That's your assessment. I'm on tour, though. The only thing that gets apologized to is my Johnson from... let me not go there. I'm trying not to go dark. It's Saturday. Don't push me. Leave me alone. I don't want to do this.
Now, you might think it's some women and children who've been maybe sexually assaulted in the conflict in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, a place that's seen fighting for decades. On this program, we reported on the violence that plighted people there in a series of programs in 2006. What has gone on here is simply extraordinary. Over the last 10 years here, there has been major fighting between a number of different groups. It has been the deadliest war in our lifetime, the deadliest war since World War II. Some 3 to 4 million people have died in this country, and their deaths have virtually gone unnoticed. And there's a whole new round of fighting that's been going on in eastern Congo between the government and an armed group called M23. Thousands have died, hundreds of thousands displaced, and widespread reports of sexual violence against women. But President Trump hasn't allowed refugees from there here, nor from Sudan, where there's been terrible fighting. The only Africans President Trump has paved a quick path for are these South Africans. And yes, they are white. They are Afrikaners, descendants of Dutch settlers to South Africa. This is the
Now, I'm going to come back to this one, right? I want to share this one right here. This is a South African president calling the refugees cowards after their arrival inside of the U.S. This is what he had to say.
When you run away, you're a coward. And that's a real cowardly act.
President Ramaphosa is blasting Afrikaners who are leaving for the U.S., calling it a cowardly act. This comes after about 60 Afrikaners sought refuge in America. The White House is worried. They've even used the word genocide to describe the situation facing white South Africans.
What's happening in South Africa fits the textbook definition of why the refugee program was created. This is persecution based on a protected characteristic, in this case, race. So this is race-based persecution. The refugee program is not intended as a solution for global poverty. And historically, it has been used that way. Wherever there's global poverty or wherever there's dysfunctional governments, then the U.S. refugee program comes in, swoops people up, relocates them to America.
Ramaphosa says these folks should stay put. He wants them to help fix the inequalities left over from apartheid. He says South Africans need to be tough and face their problems.
I had a conversation with President Trump on the phone, and he said, "What's happening down there?" And I said, "President, what you've been told by those people who are opposed to transformation back home in South Africa is not true."
He even predicts they'll be back soon, saying there's no place like South Africa. Afrikaners have been in South Africa for centuries, since the 1600s. They held power until apartheid ended in 1994. Now, some feel targeted by violence. They believe the government isn't doing enough to protect them. The South African government denies any bias, but the White House has been very vocal about the killings of white farmers. Remember when President Trump pulled the U.S. out of a G20 summit in South Africa, and the South African ambassador was told to leave the U.S.? This story is far from over.
All right, so let's go back over to Anderson Cooper and let's continue the conversation.
The first group of people granted refugee status to enter the U.S. since the president entered his second term. On February 7th, President Trump signed this executive order carving out an exception for the Afrikaners, the white minority who created the racist apartheid regime in South Africa and ruled there cruelly and brutally until 1994. When Black South Africans, the overwhelming majority of South Africans, were allowed to vote for the first time, and they voted for that man, Nelson Mandela. Afrikaners took land from Black people in South Africa, repressed them, and in the 3 decades since the end of apartheid, they still have all the land they took. Black South Africans, who make up over 80% of the population, still only own around 4% of private land. Now, President Trump was asked why these Afrikaners were allowed to enter the U.S.
Why are you creating an expedited path into the country for Afrikaners but not others?
Because they're being killed, and we don't want to see people be killed. It's a genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about, but it's a terrible thing that's taking place, and farmers are being killed. They happen to be white, but whether they're white or Black makes no difference to me, but white farmers are being brutally killed, and their land is being confiscated in South Africa. And the newspapers and the media, television media, doesn't even talk about it. If it were the other way around, they talk about it. That would be the only story they talk about. And I don't care who they are. I don't care about their race, their color. I don't care about their height, their weight. I don't care about anything. I just know that what's happening is terrible. I have people that live in South Africa. They say it's a terrible situation taking place. So we've essentially extended citizenship to those people to escape from that violence and come here.
So, all right. So let's summarize this really quickly so that we can have a conversation. White people in South Africa that are farmers are being targeted, overtly targeted, not even hidden, 100% being targeted, killed. They are getting their lands taken, and they are absolutely massacring them. So they had about 60 of them, 60 white South Africans that came over into the United States of America because they sought asylum through persecution. And now liberals and Black people are saying that they should not have gotten have gotten asylum in the United States of America because the South African president is calling them cowards for not sticking around and getting beheaded, getting raped, and getting their land taken. Is that pretty much the gist of it? 69 people. Somebody said, where's the proof of it? What proof do you need? There's been plenty of people that basically has said, yep, that is basically what is happening over here in South Africa. So let me ask a question. Jay Flame said that is happening everywhere. Facts. I agree with you. Let me ask this question. Why would they make up the story and then flee South Africa if they were thriving there? Somebody said, not true, Anton. Not true, AD. I live in South Africa. Okay, so do you know any of these people? And do you know of white people? Because listen, I'm listening and I'm observing just like everybody else. You are the only person that I know that says that they live in South Africa and they watch the Millionaire Morning Show. The only thing that we have to go off of is what is being reported. And then we look at different sources and then we try to draw a conclusion based off of as much reasonable amount of content that we can put together that paints a more accurate picture. So, what exactly is true? Do you know these people? What white people do you know? And what is happening? New Life says, stop being a white sympathizer. No, you stop being a black, ugly racist. No, you stop being a nigga. How about that? Let's just call it for what it is. You ugly, you racist, you don't like people that don't look like you, but you go and work at their jobs in order to be able to sustain your lifestyle and your living. You won't move to South Africa yourself, but you'll sit here and criticize it, and everything that you have to say is negative against white people. I don't hate anybody. I hate ignorant people, and you exemplify the very behavior of why people have to deal with us and look at us a certain type of way because you a real nigga. That's what you are. You a fake one too because you ain't even really about that life. You're not real. You're not tough. You ain't never did nothing. You ain't never did nothing for your community. You just hate people. You don't actually even help anybody that's of your own community. That's the truth. And I'm not gonna sit here and keep on playing games with people that's racist and ugly and trying to justify they hate. You a evil, ugly, hateful person. That's what you are. Straight up. Straight up and down. And we tired of it. You know what black people are tired of the most? I'm gonna tell you what black people are tired of the most. Black people are tired of niggas like you representing us. Because we don't want to be associated with you. And please take my black card and have it. You can have it. I don't want to go to your motherfucking cookouts. I don't want to go to your diabetes ridden cookout. I'm not interested in chilling with you in the hood and keeping it real. Nobody cares about your ghetto ways. I don't care about your butterfly eyelashes. Your evil, funky selves keep doing a line dance on a carnival cruise. Tired of seeing y'all on my way over to Delta as I see you tear up the Frontier and the Spirit lines. Frontier and Spirit ain't even that bad. It's the black people that's over there being ghetto that's fucking it up. Because the minute that they give y'all access, the minute that they get, and it ain't all black people, but again, because what we're tired of is when I go to a restaurant, I'm automatically assumed and placed into the same space as you because stereotypes are earned, they're not given. And so I'm tired of them thinking that I'm not going to be ruly or I'm not even going to tip because you keep showing up before I got there and making it ghetto. I won't even call it black fatigue anymore. It's ghetto fatigue. That's what it is. That's what it is. He said tether talk. Your mama's a tether and I'll make her suck it backwards. Your mama is fat and ugly and stupid, and she got a third grade education, and she don't even like herself, and that's why you so feminine. That's why you keep talking in all caps. They say this is racist again. How can think about what you ugly dummies are saying? How can you be racist against your own people? That sounds so dumb. That's why you can't read past a third grade level. That's why you typed it dumb. So stupid. It's so ignorant. I'm so tired. And I wish other black people that are not ignorant, that has a college education, that can communicate effectively, they would stop pandering to you ignorant dummies. And don't nobody care about you. You don't even have no power to control the people that's in your own neighborhood. And yet you get on the internet, this white man's internet, this white man's platform that you're not even invested in. You get on these platforms and you get fired from your job and you get social services and you beg for reparations and you won't even brush your gold teeth. Nobody cares about what you got to say. At all. At all. Yeah, Anton, you right. I am wild. Your kids is wild and they don't have no daddy in his house, and I'm wild too. How about that? So we all gonna be wild. We're all going to be wild. Absolutely. You wild, your kids wild, I'm wild. Your baby mama wild, I'm wild. Cool. I'm with it. I'm with it. Look at Anton racist towards black. You are the dumbest person I've ever heard in my entire. Don't listen. At some point, us black people, not niggas, have to divest ourselves against the people that are doing the worst for the community. I'm only rocking with people that's going in the direction that I'm going in. That's it. I'm only rocking with people that's going in the direction that I'm going in. No longer am I going to subject myself to the worst amongst you. I've officially, I'm turning in my black card. Where is it at? Get my black card out. Here's my black card. You can have it. It's black and everything. You got it. All right, now what spaces can I go to? Somebody tell me what spaces I can't go to. It's Saturday. We're going to go ahead and get it in. What spaces can I go to now? What hoods am I not invited at? What cookout can I go to? You got it. Here's my black card. Keeping a sapphire. I'm keeping the sapphire reserve. I'm going to keep this one. They're going to call that my white card. You can have this one. There's the black card. You got it. You got it. Anything else you want? Anything else you want? You so broke. You so dusty. You don't even have a 401k. If you died tomorrow, we would be having a GoFundMe. If you died tomorrow, we'd have a GoFundMe with you. Chain smoking, fentanyl having, drug selling. I only got the highest grade I ever got was a C, and they still passed me through. Poor report card having. I still want to have kids, and I'm living, and I'm a homosexual couch surfing, but I'm still in Miami. I want to be a rapper, or a basketball player, or a football player. I've never aspired to anything other than that. You got to have some credentials if you're going to talk to me, bro. Can't talk to me. Can't talk to me. Can't talk to me. Listen, your last hope is to get your CDL. That's it. Ain't no more jobs for you. Ain't no more opportunities. You a felon. You a felon, bro. You ain't got to worry about it. Listen, trust me. The way I fly, I get on the plane first and I get off the plane first. I don't even see you. I'm asleep by the time they call zone 6 to get on the plane. I'm already asleep. They gave me wine, charcuterie board. You didn't even know it was called a charcuterie board. You thought it was called a codical board. Don't worry, though. As soon as we give you reparations, we know you're going to have all of the different colors of Amiri jeans, though. We know that you're going to get all of your Amiris, and you definitely going to go and get that hood car. Right after that. You got to worry about Biden's law passing of him trying to get these PPP loans out of you. I'm the last person that you got to worry about. Anyways, make sure I couldn't even talk about the white people because you was so busy. I didn't even get a chance to go in the way that I wanted to go in on white people because you derailed it. You stepped right into the line of fire and said, hey, no, it does. I said, wait, can I get all of the information so I can make an informed decision? Can I get all of the information? I'm trying to understand it. I asked the young lady that had typed in the super chat. She said, Anton, that's not true. This is what's happening. I said, okay, well, she's the only person that I can think of that's in my chat that actually lives in South Africa. Let me get some more insight from her so that I can then make an informed decision. Nope. Nope. God forbid I refuse to let you run in the Victim Olympics, and I want to know the information so I can make an informed decision myself. Just was about to go in and give my assessment and say what I thought. And you just stepped right in the line of fire. Thank you. Thank you. I'll revisit this on Monday. We'll do a whole show based off of this, and then I'll give my objective view. But two things can be true at the same time. Regardless of what happened with them, you still dusty and your washing machine don't work. See you at the laundromat on Monday. All right. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. See you at the laundromat. At the white man's laundromat. Do you know who owned the laundromat that you're using? I only support black businesses. Just shut up. You don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even understand logistics. You don't even understand that when you say you support black businesses and black-owned businesses, that they buy all of their products from white people. We boycott Target because Target is a white organization. Nigga, Target is a publicly owned, is a publicly traded company. Anybody can own Target. If black people really wanted to come together and control the narrative, then maybe they should put their money together and then buy up more shares so that they can get a seat on the board. But no, we gonna follow Al Sharpton. Let's follow Jamal Bryant. Nigga ain't never had a job in his life and he on the pulpit. If you wanted control, if you wanted power, if you wanted to be able to control what happens inside of these organizations, then pull your money together and buy the majority shares. It's on sale for you too. It's a publicly traded company. Anybody can own it. Nope. Nope. We're not gonna do that. We're boycotting Target. What else we boycotting? Volkswagen. Let's boycott Volkswagen. Volkswagen is a German company. It's the biggest automaker in the world. Boycott Tesla. Tesla. Let's go against Tesla. Don't your homeboy work at Tesla? I don't care. I don't want Elon Musk to get rich. I looked up Elon Musk's net worth. It's exploded. Elon Musk is richer than when y'all started boycotting, but y'all really think that y'all making an impact. Niggas. Let's burn down our own neighborhood and our stores because we don't like what happened. I'm standing with you, Robert Hinton Jr. Niggas.